Hi, it's Gary. Welcome to today's video. We're halfway through December. It's time for the halftime report. Been an interesting month this month. The theme, it's all about Inkvent inks from last year, from 2021. So I've got 8 pens now that I've got inks in it. So that's 8 out of the 25. We'll start with the first pen. This was the cheapest pen. This was the Jinhao 992. It's got a very small nib. I think it's number 5 size. Doesn't really matter the size of the nib though. How does it work? Well, we started the month off really well. This is from a notebook I've got from Typo, which is what I'm using for my writing samples at the moment. You can see there, it seemed to be all right. Let me try and move this the right way. There we go. That was from the first day of the month. Worked really well, which was really good. Problem is, after that, it's been a nightmare. I would write maybe 2-3 lines. It would stop writing. I'd have to then sit shaking and shaking it. Eventually, it would restart and it would just go on like that. What I tried doing is I took out the nib and the feed. There we go. And I put them through my ultrasonic cleaner. You know, I thought maybe there was a bit of junk or something like that in there. So it had 6 minutes in the ultrasonic cleaner. I thought that's a massive amount of time. That should clear anything out. Put it back in. Got half a page. Then it started playing up again. So certainly something with this pen just doesn't seem to want to write. What I'll be doing is at the end of the month, once we've done the end of month review, I'll clean it out. I'll pull out the bits I'm interested in, so I'll pull out the converter, I might pull out the nib and feed. Then I might throw the pen. I might keep it assembled, but just mark it as one not to use again. The second pen for the month. This is the PenBBS 308. Very similar shape-wise to that Jinhao. Very, very similar, but obviously a bigger size. This has got the PenBBS nib. I believe that's a fine nib. And in here, I've got Diamine Harmony. It's a purple ink in a green pen. I actually quite like the combo. Let me just fetch in, I'll just fetch in half a page to show you. So here's the writing there, here's the pen. I actually think that purple ink looks quite nice with it. Quite enjoying this combination. It writes well. The PenBBS nib, nice and smooth. Never really get many problems with PenBBS nibs. Maybe I've been lucky. I've got maybe about half a dozen different PenBBS pens now. Enjoyable. It's a nice size to write with. Fits well in my hand. Comfy to use unposted. The third pen for the month is from Mahjong or Moonman. This is the S5. It's an eyedropper pen. I'm not going to obviously take the top off, but you see there the body, that gets filled by eyedropping by removing the section. Holds quite a lot of ink. The nib on this, they say it's a broad nib, but to be honest, to me, it looks a bit more like a stub nib. Let me just fetch in my writing to show you. Here we go. This has got Diamine Yuletide in it. Love this ink colour. It's a glorious, I don't know, it's like a green, but heading towards teal. No shimmer in it, no sheen in it, just a nice flat ink. Looks really nice. You know, there's the other side of the page. Writes really well. And as you can see from my writing, I think it has got a little bit of that stub nature to it. I quite enjoy this combo. The problem I've got is the nib on this. At the start of the month, it was very, very scratchy. So what I'm doing is bit by bit, each time I use it, I'm just using a little bit of micromesh and I'm slowly smoothing down that nib. I've nearly got it to the point that I like using it. The other possible issue with this, again staying with the nib, it feels to me like the tines cross over very easily. So then that's part of the reason why it feels like it's catching. And to me, when I'm writing, it feels like them tines, they're very, very thin, which is why they're crossing over so easily. Something I'm going to carry on looking at as I go through the month. Pen number 4. Here we go. TWSBI Diamond 580. Just plain transparent. This has got a broad nib on it. There's the nib. Maybe if I can get into the focus point. I'm really bad at getting the focus point when I'm free holding items like this. Love this pen. It's a piston filler, so obviously we lose roughly half of the barrel to the piston mechanism. Still holds a really good chunk of ink. The ink in there is by Diamine and it's Winter Spice. So here's my samples for the moment. This, it's a brown ink, but I want to say it's like a green sheen. And that to me actually indicates a little bit about the name. So we've got this gorgeous brown of walking through a forest with the hints of green as you see in the leaves. But also in here, there's a gorgeous blue shimmer. Not sure if it will show up on here. It is very subtle. It's not a shimmer that shows up all the time. Still quite enjoyable. Still like to use it. I'm really enjoying this pen. This is up there near the top of the pens for this month. Next up, we've got the only pen that's run out of ink this month so far. This is the Laban 325, and this is in Cambridge Brown. Really nice pen. Nice number 6 size nib there. This is a cartridge converter. As you can see, it's already been cleaned out. Try and get into the camera, that's better. Nice pen, really enjoyable to write with. Another one nice and comfy. Apart from the Jinhao 992, all of these have been really comfy to use and posted. Pop that down. So my sample writing, here we go. In here we've got this gorgeous Brandy snap. It's not a shimmer, it's not a sheen. It's just a nice, well shading brown ink. I love the looks of my writing in this. This is an ink, I really need to use it more often. I found that, as you must know if you've watched this channel for a while, I'm really enjoying brown inks. I quite enjoy writing with them, the colours, because it's different. But it's also something you can still take into that like professional workspace. I really like Brandy Snap. It's got, I'd say it's got a lot of shading. Just one quick look there. And then we'll move on. Okay, number 6. This is the last pen that I started the month with. This is my Christmas pen. It's by Benu. It's a Talisman model. It's actually called Dragon's Blood, but to me, it shouts, it screams Christmas. I mean, we've got, hopefully you can see it there. If I can catch it in the light, we've got reds, we've got greens, and they're just sparkling away. Reminds me of seeing the decorations on the Christmas tree with this gorgeous bright colours. Got a Schmidt nib on this. There's a nib. Again, oh, I nearly had it that time. And this is another one, cartridge converter. Got about half a converter full of ink still. Not sure if this one will run out before the end of the month. If it does, it will be getting refilled, because to me this is the perfect pen for Christmas. And coming up, I can't remember if it's Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. I think it's Christmas Day. I'll be doing a fountain pen focus on this pen. Let's look at the writing. So in here, I've got Diamine Garland. Again, I think this ink matches the pen really well. So this ink, it's got like a greeny, like a tealy background. Gorgeous red sheen to it. Hopefully that's coming out on the camera. It's hard for me to tell sometimes. Let's turn it around. It's another one, there's also a bit of that blue shimmer in there. But again, I struggle to see it, especially on this paper. I mean, it's not bad paper. You know, it does show a lot of sheen and it usually shows some shimmer. It's a notebook I've had for quite a while. I got it from a store called Typo, which is a stationery style store here in Australia. It was on offer. I think it was $2. It was dirt cheap. Pen number 7. So the first pen that I brought in from my other collection. This was to replace the 992. The 992 just was not working. So I brought in my TWSBI Eco. There we go. This is the green version, and it's got in there Diamine Black Ivy, which is a really nice dark green ink. It's another ink I really like. This one, like the 580, this is a piston filler. It's hard to see in there, but there's actually not a lot of ink left in this at the moment. Fetching my writing, so again, as you can see, very dark. It's green, but it's nearly black. And yeah, I can see it. Not sure if it comes out on the camera. There's a gorgeous red sheen to it. Let me just try catching this in different light. Hopefully something might come through. It's hard for me to tell when I'm recording because I'm just looking at a little preview. I know better when I'm editing, but obviously by then it's too late because I've already recorded it. The final pen that I brought in, this was when the Laban 325 was empty. I brought in my Narwhal 365. That's in the Nautilus shape. This is Jonathan Brooks Primary Manipulation 3.5. I absolutely love the colouring of this pen. This is one of the prettiest pens that I own. The nib on here, it's a Narwhal nib. It's a medium nib. I may try swapping this nib. I'm not 100% certain. I'd like to have a broad nib in here. But when I bought it, I'd had to save for so long that there was no more broad nibs left from the shop I got it from. I could only get a medium. Piston filling pen. This one's got a little tiny ink window here. It's one of the downsides of this design. This ink window, to my mind, just isn't big enough. I'd like it double the width. In here, I've actually got another purple ink. It's Diamine Festive Joy. Hopefully you can see that there. It's nice. I say it's purple. No sheen to it, no shading, no shimmer. Just a nice colour. Let's turn it around to the other side just so you can see that. This is such a nice pen to use. It's getting up close with the Benu and the 580 for the best pen. I've got to be honest. I'm not sure yet which of the three I'm going to choose because they've each got the drawbacks. Enjoyable pen to use though. Really nice. And I love the looks of this pen. So that's my update on how I've been going with my EDCs with my daily pens. Been another busy month this month, especially for creating content. We're in the middle of Inkvent. I'm doing a daily Inkvent video. And in those videos, I'm also getting a daily gift from my wife. You know, one of the things I've just got here, I've got this. This is a Jinhao X159. That's a pen that she'd gifted me, as well as the Inkvent ink. I really enjoy doing these Inkvent videos. I try to keep them short. So the idea is most of them, they're about 8-ish minutes long. Something you can just dip in, have a look, and then go on with your day. Hopefully you're enjoying them as well. My tricky little questions. I've just recorded, just before this, a quiz. I like doing the quiz videos. That quiz, I think it comes out on Saturday, whereas this will come out on a Friday. So they'll be one day after each other. Hopefully you might give that a chance. I really do enjoy doing them tricky little questions. Another video I've got in the works, it'll come out on the 24th on Christmas Eve. I've been doing a tricky little questions about how Santa delivers presents all around the world. And it's one of those ones, I'm actually going to post it onto my main channel as well. Hopefully you'll be able to watch that and enjoy that. It's a nice, fun video, actually packed with quite a bit of science though. Christmas Day, I'm going to be doing a fountain pen focus on this, the Benu Talisman. I may have mentioned it already. Love this pen, this Dragon's Blood, my Christmas pen. And I thought Christmas Day, it's a Sunday, it's a fountain pen focus day. What a perfect pen to use. I hope you've enjoyed this quick update. Please drop any questions down below. I'd love to get your comments on how I can do things differently, how I can improve. Questions that you may want me to answer in some videos. The more questions you send me, the more content it helps me to make. Please hit the thumbs up button. Every time you like, every time you comment, just helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel so that you can get new videos as I release them. I'll talk to you again soon.